Luffy is without doubt One Piece's most dangerous character. He is on course to destroy society as we know it. Luffy poses a threat that can reshape or destroy the very foundations of the world he inhabits. He is currently following a path only walked by the legendary footsteps of Goldie Roger. However, it is this path that will lead to the destruction of everything we know in One Piece. Roger and Luffy share immense similarities to each other. Oda has perfectly crafted each character to mirror traits and dreams to explicitly imply that Luffy is almost the second coming of Roger. This is metaphorically achieved by Luffy almost going to every island Roger did, such as Skypiea, Water 7, Wano, and Fishman Island. He is literally following the same path as Roger to reach Laugh Tale. The similarities are further exemplified through the many shared dialogues that each character has. As viewers, we interpret these similarities as meaning that because Luffy is a heroic figure, a saviour of all, therefore a similar narrative arc must have unfolded for Roger as well. Unfortunately, it isn't that simple. Goldie Roger's legacy in One Piece is both becoming the Pirate King and inspiring a new generation of people to become pirates. However, if we dig deeper, Roger's legacy is arguably more disturbing. It is clear that Roger was hated by most civilians in One Piece, whether it was achieved through propaganda or his own actions. I believe the hate was warranted. A lot of the true issues in One Piece can be attributed directly because of Roger's actions. Before Roger became Pirate King, every country in One Piece was autonomous, with its own leader, obviously with the cooperation with the world government. Now, in the modern One Piece, pirates have gained enough power and influence to rule over countries. This shift is due to Roger influencing the next generation from Arlong and Wapol to Crocodile and Kaido. Pretty much every pirate was inspired to become Pirate King by Roger. The impact of this has been devastating, with the world government implementing absolute power to combat the pirate issue. However, you might say, well, okay, but Crocodile and Doflamingo are warlords, are basically members of the Marines. This is true, and I attribute it to both the world government being corrupt and the strength of the new generation of pirates. The warlord system was only brought to stop pirates with other pirates in exchange for them to be allowed to capture land. This mess only happened because of the influence of Roger, and it's clear that the world government did not think the warlord system worked, and that is why they were abolished. Despite Luffy's effort in liberating numerous countries from the oppressive rule of pirates, it can be argued that he was essentially just cleaning up the mess Roger caused. This raises the possibility that Luffy's influence might turn out to be even more detrimental than Roger's. As we know, Luffy's only distinct ideology is freedom. Luffy and Roger both embody the concept of freedom and strive to be the freest person in the world. This raises the question, free from what? Well, the obvious answer is the world government. The world government is portrayed as an authoritarian regime. It is secular and has concentrated power. Ruled by Imu-sama, it is centralized and lacks democracy with an absolute justice policy. It's clear that Luffy is the antithesis of this. Intentionally or not, Luffy, with the help of the revolutionary army, is going to cause the collapse of the world government. This will lead to the end of the world nobles and uncover the truths about the void century and the empty throne. The impact of this will be devastating. The One Piece world governing system is fragile, which is why they employ absolute justice to retain their power. However, it is a system that has worked. Each country has retained a certain level of autonomy. In some ways, the world government is like the EU. Each affiliated country has to pay a heavenly tribute and in turn gain protection and diplomatic relations. This system has led to peace between countries, as the only protection countries realistically need is for pirates. Countries are safer under the world government. Non-affiliated countries will either be annexed by the pirate empires or by other countries. This system has allowed countries to share language, currency, and free travel between them. The world government allows for each country to be autonomous and rule itself, even with certain levels of democracy, such as levelese. If Luffy is able to overthrow the world government, this would definitely plunge the world into a maelstrom of chaos and destruction. There will be a power vacuum in each country, with countries no longer being protected by any entity. This will lead to monarchies being overthrown by either civilians, pirates, or other countries trying to gain power. This will happen with the help of the Revolutionary Army. It's the Revolutionary Army's goal to liberate countries from the world government. However, do countries truly benefit from liberation? Liberation implies that the country is freed from whatever shackles it down. Can the Revolutionary Army fully liberate every country with democracy, ending hereditary rule? Will the Revolutionary Army even enforce democracy? Will they keep the same power structure as before? Who will lead each country? Looking at our own history, revolutionary armies have a long track record of appointing militia in power as generals become dictators and soldiers become members of parliament. Military dictatorship has occurred in almost every region in the world, and the Revolutionary Army shares many similarities with these real-life military regimes. They typically occur during times of unrest or instability, which Luffy will inevitably cause. There is no difference between America liberating countries by removing dictators or elected leaders to impose their own puppet government based on the guise of liberty. It seems inconceivable to me that a revolution would have a positive impact on the world of One Piece. We still do not know the goals or plans of the Revolutionary Army. Only with anime logic can the Revolutionary Army bring a system that is better than what there currently is. This makes Luffy one of the most dangerous characters, as he will eventually uncover the truths about the world government and the Void Century. Luffy is not a hero. He even said it himself that he doesn't want to be a hero. A hero would take meat and give it to the poor, but Luffy wants all the meat. I think that is the perfect analogy for Luffy. You can replace the word meat with freedom. Luffy's goal of freedom will inevitably lead to a world of instability. Luffy will ultimately go further than Roger, and with the help of the Revolutionary Army will plunge the world into chaos.